Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to do something a little bit different than the tutorials that I normally do. So today's video is a shadow showdown! I thought I would do an eyeshadow comparison of just black eyeshadow because one of the top questions that I get as a makeup artist, what the best foundation is, number 2, what the best concealer is, and number 3, what is the best black eyeshadow. So we're going to see which one, number 1, is the blackest pigmentation. Number 2, which has the least fallout. And number 3, the ease of blendability. So I always use brushes. I don't really like using my fingers unless it's to just lightly blend out a smudge or whatever, but generally I always apply my eyeshadow with brushes. It looks better. You can do more with brushes than with your fingers, and it gives nice blended lines, which if you've seen any of my videos, I think I have probably said blend a total of 642 times in the few videos that I have. It's very important. So to start off, I chose shadows that vary in prices and that you can get pretty easily. Some of them are a little bit more difficult to get than the others. I had to order them in online, which wasn't too bad. The only thing that killed me was the exchange rate, because Canada's dollar is not so hot right now. So they came out to be a little bit more expensive than I had hoped, but they were so cheap anyways, or so inexpensive I should say, that it didn't really matter. So I'm going to start off by showing you the shadows. In our first corner, ding 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 ding, we have MAC Cosmetics Carbon. It's what I have always used my entire life, pretty much. In our second corner is Makeup Forever's M100 Matte Black Eyeshadow. In our third corner, we have ColourPop Cosmetics Roulette Super Shock Shadow. And I dropped it. In our fourth corner, there are so many corners, we have the Buxom Cosmetics LBD Matte Black Shadow. Also matte, no shimmer or shine to it. In our fifth corner, the corners just keep coming, is Makeup Geek Cosmetics Corrupt. This one is pretty awesome. It has just like the tiniest little bit of sparkle, but not enough to call it a sparkle, shine, shimmer, glitter, anything like that. It's matte black with just barely there sparkle. We'll swatch it, we'll see how it goes. It's probably going to be like most shadows that are like this. It'll probably just brush off because that's what happens when the glitter is that small and tiny. So this one I also ordered in from the States. It was $6 American. I don't know what that came out to be Canadian because the exchange rate is always changing. You can see the size difference between the Makeup Forever shadow and the Makeup Geek shadow. Makeup Forever is quite a lot bigger than the Makeup Geek shadow. However, if it's more pigmented, which we will soon find out, then, as they say, size doesn't matter. Never believe them when they say that. And in our sixth and final corner is Urban Decay's Blackout Shadow. This is one that I have not yet tried ever. I can't wait to swatch this because I've heard that it is the blackest of the black eyeshadows. So if that's the case, then we have a winner right here, but only time will tell. So let's get on with the showdown. I'm pumped! Let's get it on! This is our swatch test. We are going to swatch each of them, 2 swipes, and then onto the arm. And then if it's not enough, well, I mean, then the eyeshadow sucks. But I'll add a little bit more and we'll make it even for the rest of them so we can get a fair assessment of what each one looks like. So we're going to start off with our contender in corner 1, which is MAC. Well, that was embarrassing. This is what it looks like. Well, that wasn't a great spot to put it. Anyways, that's what it looks like. It looks gray. I'm going to add a little bit more. These angles are weird. So even still, with my bare finger, it looks okay on my finger, but on my weird arm, it doesn't work. So it's not looking good for MAC. Dear Carbon, may you rest in peace. Makeup Forever. Let's see if you can see this. Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. Well, that's nice. That one actually looks like a black eyeshadow, not a puffy dust of gray. My dinner's ready. ColourPop Cosmetics Roulette Super Shock Shadow. Not bad. Buxom LBD. What's interesting about this one is it says on the box that it has a primer built into the shadow, so that's something to consider, except for it looks like it sucks. And I say it sucks only in the sense of the black pigmentation. I'm sure it's a lovely eyeshadow. Corrupt by Makeup Geek's Cosmetics, which I've heard a lot of good things about, so we'll see how it compares. Not bad. And last but not least, our sixth and final contender is the Urban Decay Blackout. Whew, it's pretty black. It is pretty black. We have a couple good contenders here. We're going to start with the Makeup Geek Corrupt and the ColourPop Roulette, just because they are both the imports. We're going to see what the fallout is like and see how blendable they are on the skin. As I said before, because ColourPop is almost like a creamy powder, I'm going to use this brush here by MAC. It's the 286. It's a duo fiber, so it's synthetic bristles on the end. And for the Corrupt from Makeup Geek, I'm just going to use the 217. They're basically the same brush. One's a little bit smaller, but we want to make it fair. ColourPop blends better with the synthetic brush, so we're going to do that. Oh, and I should say that I prime my eyes beforehand with the Urban Decay primer potion, because I would never wear a black eyeshadow without a primer, because to me, I would feel insane. Okay, so I'm going to start with the ColourPop on my right eye. The color's going on pretty well. I'm actually pretty impressed. And it's pretty smooth. I mean, this eye look right now is not going to be pretty. It's just so that you can see what it looks like when it goes on. And what's amazing about this formula is that there is zero fallout. So not bad for color, zero fallout, and it's pretty easy to blend. Again, don't judge me on the application here. This is not the point. Or judge me if you want, but I don't accept it. Next, we're going with Corrupt from Makeup Geek. Black powder is a little bit harder to work with, whereas the ColourPop is a little bit more on that creamier side, which is nice. But the pigmentation is still pretty nice. As you can see, it's still a really nice black opaque color. And what I was concerned about before with the little bits of glitter, they're not showing up. They just get brushed off with the brush, which is nice. So I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty black. It's even blacker than the ColourPop. Oh my god, I'm so good at applying black eyeshadow. This one's a little bit grayer, has a little bit more of a gray tone to it than the Makeup Geek Corrupt, which is very black. It is a powder. Again, no fallout, which is nice on either side. Either one is a great option. They're both about the same price, I think $6 each, $5, $6 each. The thick black opaque color that you want, you definitely get it better from the Makeup Geek. So I'm going to take this off. We're going to go to round two and go into a little bit more of an expensive brand eyeshadows. I'm going to go with the Buxom LBD and the MAC Carbon. Let's get started. I'm going to use the same 217 brush. Well, not the same. Two new ones. Carbon on my right. And so hardly any product is coming onto my eyes, so that's not impressive. So this is what I get after I have re-dipped my brush into the Carbon. Still not even enough to get my whole lid covered. Third go. One thing I will say about the Carbon is it blends out really nicely, but I don't know if that's because there's not a whole lot of product on the lid, but it's blended out the best so far, but it looks almost like a gray, so not impressed. Next up, LBD. This one's really powdery. We'll see what the fallout is like. So I just re-dipped my brush because there wasn't enough product on there. It applies okay. It doesn't have the smoothest texture. They look about the same. They're both kind of gray. They're not super black in any way, shape, or form. They're about the same application, so I can't really compare the two. If you want gray, go with Buxom's LBD or Mac's Carbon. And now for Urban Decay's Blackout. this swatch is the darkest on my arm, so we'll see how it goes. First impressions, it's very black. Doesn't blend well. I had to re-dip just now. You can see it's not covering very well, but it is quite black. It's starting to hurt now, but I don't know if that's because I'm attacking my eyeballs right now. Oh, it hurts. So it's nice. It's like it's a nice black color, but it's not blending well in certain areas. On the lid, it's a little patchy. So far, it is the darkest. I think that one or the Makeup Geek, but it's not blending very well. And last up, the Makeup Forever M100. Redipping, I don't know. It's pretty even. They both don't blend super well. Like it's still pretty patchy in certain areas here. Our winner of the last round of the semifinals goes to, oh, that's cute. Goes to, okay, based on Fallout now that I'm looking, goes to Makeup Forever. Now on to the finals. For the final round, I thought I would do the two that I thought were the winners in my opinion. And I'm going to go with Makeup Forever, the M100, and the Makeup Geek Corrupt. So let's do this final round and we will finish off with my final results. So I'm going to do the Makeup Geek Corrupt on my right eye this time instead of on my left eye. Switch things up. My eyes are so sore. But it's worth it. I need to know. And this is my little hoodie eye. It just hoods so much more than the other one. Little hoodie. So I did not re-dip my brush. This is just one dip. Okay, and now Makeup Forever. I think I've just aged my eyes 10 years. Alright, so here is the final result. Makeup Geek, nice coverage all over the lid. And Makeup Forever, still a little bit gray. I think the clear winner is the Makeup Geek for this Shadow Showdown. So I hope that little comparison on my eyeballs, which are so sore right now, because I had to clean it off every time and reapply primer, and my brushes were starting to get sore because I didn't put conditioner on them. Anyways, I hope that helped a little bit. It sure brought some attention to certain products that maybe I haven't really been paying attention to. For example, the Makeup Forever eyeshadows. Back in the day, before they came out with the new formula, the shadows, in my personal opinion, were garbage. They didn't blend well. They were tough to work with. They just weren't great. The pigmentation wasn't great. It was awful. I have a couple of them now, different colors, and they're amazing. It's good to know that although I do love my MAC, Carbon was not even close today. I also really love the ColourPop. If you're not into ordering in, I know I didn't have to pay any customs on this. I don't know if that was maybe because my order was small or they just didn't charge me customs. I have no idea, but it was great. I was really nervous that it was going to be like a $30 charge, and it wasn't. This was so smooth. It felt so nice going on my eyes. Also, Makeup Geek, it did so well. I was a big fan of the pigmentation of it. I find black eyeshadows generally don't blend very well, but these ones here are great. The Buxom, it kind of pooched it. As far as color goes, I wasn't impressed. I know they have some other colors that are really pretty. I don't own any of them, but when I swatch them on my hand, but as we've seen, swatches don't necessarily show you what the actual product is going to look like. But I haven't given up hope on Buxom, just not the black. Urban Decay, again, strong contender. I think maybe I had super high hopes for it because it was extremely black. Probably the blackest swatch. I needed to keep re-dipping my brush into the product to get enough of it to cover my eyes. Right now, I am wearing the ColourPop Cosmetics eyeshadow because my eyes are sore and it went on so nicely. So this is definitely a keeper, and I am definitely going to be a return customer to ColourPop because their liquid lipsticks are amazing and the consistency and texture of their shadow is beautiful and very comforting to the eyes. I hope this helped. If you have any questions or you know of any other black eyeshadows that I missed that are amazing, please feel free to send me a message, leave a comment. Everybody has different preferences. Somebody might want the Urban Decay with its super intense black and they don't mind taking the time to try to really blend it on there. But when you're working on clients or on a set, you don't really have the liberty to spend that much time, so you need something that works fast and works well. Now, I need to wash this off and have some dinner because I'm hungry. And I just worked up a sweat. I'm gonna stop talking like that now. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave me comments. Thank you so much for watching. And all of my info on all the ways that you can stay in touch with me and follow me are listed. It's either gonna be that side or it's gonna be that side. I'm all turned around. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Love you. Bye.